Hey everyone, hello, good morning, good evening, whatever time you're watching this video. I'm Nishagni and this is Nishagni Tarot, and today I thought I'll do a short, quick deck flip through. So a couple of weeks ago I had done a deck walkthrough by this artist, Hand Me That Pencil, and I will link that video down below so you can go check that out. That deck is called Songs of My Heart Oracle deck. And today I decided to do another walkthrough or a deck flip through of another deck created by Hand Me That Pencil, and it's called the Show Me deck. So before I start, once again, I'd like to say that I purchased this deck with my own money. This video is not an affiliate video, it is not a sponsored video, and all of the opinions in this video are my own. So let's get started, shall we? So the Show Me deck is, as you see it here, a simple tool to help you create new and challenging tarot spreads. So this is a deck that's created by Hand Me That Pencil, and it's a pretty old deck in the sense that this is one of her first few decks that she created. And this deck is essentially a prompt based deck. So every card doesn't have an imagery. Like for example, this is how it looks like. There's no imagery on the card per se, but there is a prompt. So in this case, it's how abundance comes. So what you do is you use these cards to create your own tarot spreads, to create your own journal spreads, or rather journal prompts, and to do deep dive tarot practice, deep dive journaling, deep dive oracle deck practice, what have you. Everything works. So this deck particularly, just look at the size of this deck. So this constitutes the base deck of 59 cards plus the first expansion pack of 36 cards. So this is overall around 90 plus card deck that I have right now. And recently Hand Me That Pencil released two more expansion packs called the Shadow Deck pack and the Heart Centered pack, so which you will find online on their Etsy store, and I will link the Etsy store down below as well. But this deck does not contain the Shadow Deck or the Heart Centered deck. I haven't got that yet, but this does have the base deck and the first expansion pack, which is a generic expansion pack that is created along with the original base pack. All right, so let me just take this off from here so I can show you one at a time. So first off, you get this particular title card over here. So this is how the backs look like. Show Me, right? I really like the minimalist approach of this particular deck. It doesn't have a lot of distractions per se, so you can just keep your card on this spread, and you can just start doing your card pulls. Card stock, once again, this is around 300 GSM if I'm correct. And I had mentioned even in the previous video, Song of My Heart, that I prefer thicker decks because that's just the way I shuffle, where my decks go through a lot of wear, and I would love to have at least a 350 GSM, but this can be used. This is usable. So this is the title card, so we just set that aside, and let's just now go through each of the card one by one. I will just quickly flip, show you the cards so that you can see how it looks. Right, just a second. So now you know what I mean when I say that this deck is quite minimalistic. There is not much of a distraction. Sorry, there you go. And you can just, so essentially you place the tarot or oracle deck here so that the spread prompt is visible underneath it. Again, these are in no particular order, so that's why it might feel sort of disconnected or disjointed, but that's the beauty of the Show Me deck, which is basically where you can create the spreads that you want. So a lot of us, we struggle with the idea of creating spreads, right? when I started my tarot journey, the only spreads that I had were the spreads that I could find through Pinterest. And oops, sorry. While those were good, they were really set spreads, right? I mean, yeah, sure, you can deconstruct spreads and sort of mix and match them up. But as a beginner tarot reader, you know, you would find it really difficult to sort of create spreads that make sense, right? We don't know what questions to ask. We don't know what order to ask them in. So a lot of times the order of the questions has a huge impact on the reading. The flow or the effectiveness of the message that you receive from spirit or from divine or from, you know, whatever power you believe in, that powers your tarot and oracle reading practice. So there is a very limited understanding as a beginner tarot reader about how to ask questions, what sort of questions to ask, and how to create spreads, right? So that is something that I really struggled with in my initial year as a tarot reader, and I really needed a helpful resource, right? And it was a good thing that I found this deck when I kind of started feeling, you know, a sort of lack in the available spreads that I found online. And I really wanted to take that control of, you know, how to construct my own spreads, but I didn't know where to start. There was a time when I actually spent not using spreads at all and just doing random blind pulls of the cards. And you know, it didn't really work for multi-card readings because I had no context about you know, what a card meant or how I was supposed to look at it. And so there was a you know, a couple of weeks where it was a little difficult for me to sort of connect with my decks because I just didn't have any context because I didn't have any proper spreads to work with. And so that's when I realized that I needed some help, and luckily for me, I found this deck just when I was looking for it, right? I'm just gonna set this aside because I think we're about halfway done. And so let's go. And so, show me. So Hand Me That Pencil is a really amazing creator, and if you have watched my Song of My Heart Oracle deck, you will understand just how much I love the creator's artwork. It's extremely hard-hitting because it's so emotional, it's so raw. It's something that, you know, can really touch a nerve or act like a soothing balm, call it what you will. All of the decks that this creator makes is absolutely stunning, and I do intend to purchase more decks from the creator. So when I found this deck, I was like, oh my god, I need to get my hands on it. I mean, just look at the sheer number of prompts that you have, right? And this is not just for tarot or oracle reading, it's for journaling too. So I am a huge journaler. I love to journal. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is just open my digital journal and just start typing away. And I journal for about a half hour to 40 minutes every day in the morning. And usually it's about, I usually start with a particular prompt or something that maybe if I had a dream, I journal about that, and I just sort of free write. And it just goes on until I feel sort of, you know, satisfied with what information that I've collected. And it sort of acts as a repository for my feelings, for my thoughts, and so on. And so I've found personally that this Show Me deck works really well as a journal prompt deck too. So for example, I'm having some sort of an identity crisis, just assume, right? And I want to find out, okay, where am I headed next? What career path should I go next? Or which decision should I take for my life? And I use this My Soul's True Path card, right? I don't even need to pull a card. I can just start journaling using this prompt as My Soul's True Path. And if I hit a snag somewhere, then maybe I can pull another, you know, oracle card or a tarot card to sort of focus in on some areas of my life where, you know, I have to focus or I need to work on, and that'll give me a lot of insight. So I've personally found this deck to be amazing for both, you know, for not just for cartomancy but for journaling as well, and it really does ground me. Wow. It's uncanny, right? The kind of cards that come up when you're just randomly babbling to the camera. So yeah, I have used this deck a couple of times, and you can, I will be doing a reading now just to show you how it works. Maybe pull a card, maybe 2 cards, maybe do a 3-card reading. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. And just to show you how this deck looks like, right? There's a lot to work here, and yes, you do have, because this includes both the base deck and the first the first expansion pack. You do have sufficient cards to work with, right? 59 plus 36. Sorry about this. Yeah, there you go. So you have a ton of cards to work with, and the best thing is, you know, because of all the permutations and combinations that you can make, you have literally thousands, maybe even millions of combinations that you can use these cards in. So that's the best part. I personally believe that you don't need to get any other spread book or booklet or whatever if you have these cards, and that's mainly because of the sheer number of prompts that the Show Me deck has right now. In saying that, I did purchase, before I purchased the Show Me deck, I had purchased the creator's digital file of 60 tarot spreads. I did purchase that as well, and that's a really good you know, selection of spreads too. Yes, there are a couple of spreads that, I mean, questions that are similar in both of them, but in saying that, you know, there are certain questions that are kind of universal, right? But on the whole, I found the Show Me to have a lot more, you know, expansiveness. Is that something I can say? Yeah, it had a, this is the final card, the next move for me. So it had a lot more scope. I mean, the Show Me deck has a lot more scope than the 60 spread digital booklet. So, but if you want to buy both, you can buy both, because I have both and both of them work really well together. If I don't feel like using, right, okay, the Show Me deck, then I just pick up that digital booklet and I start working with them. Okay, so this deck, once again, it doesn't come in any box. So Hand Me That Pencil has an amazing process where the creator gives it, you know, wraps it, you know, places it on a piece of cardboard and wraps it with, you know, shrink wrap plastic, and puts it in an envelope and sends it across to everyone, to whoever the buyer is. And the advantage of that is that it allows the creator to give you, to ship the deck for completely free of cost. So it is $0 shipping. You don't have to pay for shipping, you only have to pay for the deck. So which is amazing. So if you're looking for an affordable deck, then the Show Me, just like all of the other Hand Me That Pencils decks, they're highly affordable, so I definitely recommend that. So I purchased, just like with the Song of My Heart, I have purchased these cute little baggies from a local Indian shop called the June Shop. This one is about polar bears. Just look how cute this is, right? And one more is with these cute flamingos, right? So I have kind of sorry about the noise, there's a lot of construction happening next door, so I have no control over that. Anyways, so yeah, you don't get a bag with this, but you know, you can just buy a tarot pouch or a liquid pouch and just use that. All right, so let us use this deck right now, so I can show you how you can use the Show Me deck in your own practice. So I'm just gonna take out the tarot deck over here so you can see this deck, Show Me deck in action. All right. So what do we choose? Okay, what do we choose? What do we choose? Okay, so let's do this one, right? Let's do one, my emotions, and then second one, how to protect myself. Okay, and what to be released. Oh, this is great. This is great. I like this one, right? what must be released, and how to protect myself. So let me just see if I can get this on camera, all three of them. Right, can I get this one? Is this coming? Is this coming? Yeah, this is all right, right? Yeah. Okay, you know what, I don't think this one's coming, so let me just like do these two first. Right, so let me just do these two. Yep, let's go. The emotions and what must be released. Right, so let's pull a card for each. What are my main emotions? What emotion must be released so I can heal? Right. Okay, the first card is this one. Right, okay. Second card is this one. Okay. Yep. So this is the Harmony Tarot by Harmony Nice. You might have heard of her. She's a very famous YouTuber, a Wiccan, and she recently came out with this deck. So here you go. There's the construction sound again. You don't know how annoying it is to, you know, live with this next door day in and day out. It's just super noisy. Okay, there we go. So this flower is, I just can't remember this flower off the top of my head, but this suit refers to the wands. So this is 4 of wands, and that's the dusk. That's one of the major arcana. So emotions. So my emotions are basically related to the 4 of wands, which is in traditional terms, the 4 of wands is all about celebrations. It's about victories, success. Usually it's about a relationship or a personal victory, personal success, where something comes to fruition, or you get a benefit out of something that you're working for. So the emotions are possibly about, for me, it could be about, you know, in my personal life there could be some good news that is in the offing, and maybe my relationships are going to take a turn for the better. And so my emotions are, I need to sort of, you know, start being more optimistic because things look really bright for the future, right? So if I have any trepidations about my relationships or about my personal equations with people both on the personal and professional front, then I don't need to worry so much, because the 4 of wands indicates that everything's going to work out and it's going to be positive, right? And what must be released? Dusk. So in the Harmony Tarot, so first of the tarot cards, the major arcana completely switched up, so they're not really correlated to the exact majors. So I'm just going to be telling you my interpretation of this card. So to me, what this looks like is there is an open door, and it feels like, you know, it's about releasing something that doesn't work for you, but also inviting something in new. Considering that the emotions is the 4 of wands, wherein it shows that something is coming to fruition, there's going to be something successful, relationships will mature and move towards a positive path. What must be released is the fear that relationships won't work out, or the fear that of maybe having vampire energies in our life, or the fear that we may need to compromise on something in order to accommodate someone else in our life. So those fears must be released, because if I look through the open door, there seems to be a blazing sunrise, and things seem to be looking amazing in the offing. So if I'm open my heart and release that fear of, you know, of any sort of personal or professional relationships, and allow the good things, allow the positive things to infuse my life, then it will help me manifest my dreams, and help make my life better, right? So yeah, so there you go. We just used the prompts on the Show Me deck, and so this is basically what you do. So you can keep, if you want to dig deeper, then you can just, you know, pull up another card. For example, let's take this one. Just hold on. Alright, my common sabotage. Okay, so this is a little marking that came with the card, but that's all right. This is just one card that way. Alright, so I know that I need to release fear, but then what's the common sabotage that can, you know, that prevents me from releasing my fear and from embracing whatever positiveness that's coming into my life. So what's the common way that I sabotage myself, which will prevent me from having a good life, right? Especially considering the cards that I've drawn recently. Let's just check it out. There you go. Yep. So this flower is related to the Suit of Swords. And then we have the Ten of Swords. So basically this means that my common sabotage is that I literally I am the one who sort of sticks the swords into my own heart or into my own body. So my own fears are it could be that I blow up the fears in my mind, and therefore imagine things going wrong when there are no signs that things will go wrong. So in that way I am sort of self-sabotaging. So that could be my common sabotage. Or the fact that, given that the Ten of Swords represents endings, the common sabotage could be that could be a refusal to let go of the past and try to embrace the new because of the fear of what the unknown might bring, right? So yeah, so this way, as you can see, we have addressed 3 separate cards, and three amazing tarot cards we pulled as well, and it's given us a really good picture about what can be done or what should be done. And yeah, so it's given us a good picture to work with, right? So this is basically how you use the Show Me deck, where you can build whatever spreads you want, and you don't have to do a blind pull if you don't want to. I certainly don't intend to do this as a blind pull deck. I want to create my spreads consciously, and yeah, and create spreads that work for me. Yep. So yeah, there we go. I personally feel that the Show Me deck is going to be a wonderful addition to your tarot practice, oracle practice, what have you. And I think it's going to be a great deck to work with when you don't have spreads at home, or you want to create your own spreads. And the good thing is that since these prompts are so so open-ended, you can sort of switch around the meaning of these prompts, or make a combination that you normally may not find in any other common spread book or on Pinterest, right? So yeah, pick this up. I personally think this is a good one. I may get the other 2 expansion packs as well. I don't know, only time will tell. So far I'm really enjoying exploring my relationship with these 2 decks, but yeah, if you want to get all 4 of them, go right ahead, have fun. Alright, and currently, as if I remember correctly, I think Hand Me That Pencil does have a 20% discount going on their store on Etsy as well. So I have put down the link below in the description box. You can go check that out. And if you want to get a tarot reading done from me, I have put down the link to my website, so where you can book your readings as well. And I would be using the Show Me deck to custom create spreads for you, so you have the most focused and most insightful reading that can add true value to your life. All right, so thank you so much for watching. This is Nishagni, and this is Nishagni Tarot, where you receive inspired insights to create an empowered life. All right, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Bye bye.